Hey guys, this is Sean here from Crypto XL, a company based in Canary Islands that train investors and traders to become profitable in the crypto market. Today in this YouTube video, we're going to be talking about a trade breakdown that we took and we sent to members. I've shared this on our Instagram story as well. So you can see, this was that overall setup and we were expecting price to tap into our demand zone and fly towards the upside, and it's exactly how it played off. And we have multiple different trades that we sent on Discord as well. It was 4, 5, 6 analysis, sorry, that played out exactly at the same time. All of them were buys and we caught all of them. It was amazing. I shared all of those on Instagram story. So let's get into this video. I'm going to keep it short and simple as possible, but make sure you take notes and make sure you rewatch the video multiple times because I'm going to be sharing a lot of great information. Now, keep in mind that all of these strategies and everything that we teach and we catch, like this entire trade was taught in the Smart Money course. We get into so much details and we give great confirmation videos as well to look at and catch trades like this every single day. I'm catching trades every single day using all these concepts. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out. And let's get into this video. So obviously, we caught this was the entire demand zone that we caught on the forward time frame, and we took price all the way towards the upside. Now, I sent the trade when price was somewhere around here. Price was somewhere around here when I sent the trade. Now, obviously, let's remove all of this. So price was somewhere around here. It was nothing. It was empty chart. Now, what I was doing is basically I'm going to give a top-down breakdown of how I found this setup, and make sure to take notes of this as well. It's really good. Now, obviously, with any trades and any setups every single day, I start on the daily time frame. I like to see the bigger picture and see what is price doing. And on the daily time frame, I don't want to see all of this price action because this is all last year. It's not interested. Yeah, I'm not interested in this price action right away. What I'm interested is in the current price action, which is right over here, ever since 30th of December. This entire price action is what interested me. Obviously, you can say that yes, we are mitigating a supply zone, but this supply zone was created in November. What makes you think that this supply zone can hold right now? Because it's so long. But yes, sometimes it does hold. Obviously, trading is not 100%, it's all probability based. Because if you move towards a monthly time frame, you can definitely see demand zones being hold that it was created what like 1st of February, first of February and came back on March. So it was months ago as well. You can definitely say that, but obviously it's all probability based. Based on my strategy, I don't look at that, and based on how we trade in Discord as well, we don't look at that. We look at the current price action. Now, looking at this, what do I see? First of all, I see a break of structure right away. Break of structure was created from that high. We have high low, high low, high low, and then finally price broke structure breaking above this one, making this low in control with this high, and the price went up and broke structure back again. Right over here. Now with this in place, I knew that price was bullish. Obviously, we broke against structure right over here because this high was created, but this was not a break of structure for me. This was just a liquidity grab because the overall structure is bullish. If price breaks below this low, then I'll be like, okay, fine. Now we are shifting bearish. Price didn't break below that low. Price just break below this low, which is just liquidity to me. It was not a valid break of structure. Now with this high being broken, what I did was I moved to the forward time frame. As you can see, this was the high being broken. And then I saw a demand zone here. The last down move, and I like this demand zone because this last down move was the one that caused these strong bullish candles to break structure right over here. Now with this being in place, and also this demand zone was a strong one for me because we created multiple liquidity right over here, below this low, below this low, below this low, and we had equal lows as well, as you can see. And all of this liquidity was grabbed by this last down move before breaking structure was the upside. Remove all this. Now, so this was definitely a strong demand zone. And what I saw here was inducement as well. Now, this was a great, obviously you cannot say that this is equal lows because it's not equal lows. This is the support area. As you can see, if you pull it to the left, you can see that it held as resistance. Or you obviously keep in mind that a support and resistance is not a line, it's a zone. Retail traders trade this based off a zone. So you can see it was resistance, broke below becomes support, support, broke below, broke above, sorry, becomes support, broke below becomes resistance, broke above becomes support, support, it held. So I knew like around this area, there's going to be a lot of stop losses. There's going to be stop losses. There's going to be stop losses. A lot of retail traders are placing so many stops around here. And keep in mind, there's millions or billions of retail traders placing stop losses over here. It's a lot of money, and obviously, the banks are going to take all of this. So I knew there was a lot of stop losses over here. I don't want to be getting into any trades of this demand zone. That's also one of the reason why I didn't take this demand zone, even though it broke structure right over here, because there are a lot of liquidity right over here. People always ask me, how do you know which demand zone holds? It depends on liquidity, it depends on oil flow. You cannot just say like this demand zone is going to work, this is not going to work. It all depends on liquidity and how price is playing out. Now with this in place, I knew that there was liquidity right over here. Let me just label this liquidity. And also this area right over here has liquidity grab, as I mentioned previously. So I knew there was a lot of liquidity, and the assumption is that price is going to tap into this zone and move towards the upside. And right over here, price tap into the demand zone. Now from this demand zone, I didn't take a trade. Why? Because as I talk about this so many times in our YouTube videos and our small money calls as well, a demand zone, yes, this could be a valid mitigation, but I prefer my demand zones being mitigated at least 50%, because I've talked about this in our supply and demand video that I created on YouTube. It was for free. Go check that out if you didn't. When banks sell into the orders, banks are not just selling one time and then buying off. Banks are selling all the way here. Multiple orders are being placed all the way in this down candle. So when the banks push price down back to close their orders, they will push it at least 50% before moving to its upside. Obviously, this is what I was expecting, but keep in mind, price could just tap into demand zone and just fly up all the way towards the upside without even retracing at least 50%. It happens, as I mentioned, trading is all probability based, it's not 100% of the time. So now, me personally, I was just expecting price to tap into at least 50% of the zone before I consider any um, buys. And also another reason why I was expecting price to move lower is because of this entire momentum that was created with this candle, as you can see right over here. Now with this momentum, price push down, tapping into our demand zone. With this momentum, I was just expecting price to move towards the premium area and just break below. So I would prefer a deeper mitigation into our demand zone before considering any buys, because of the momentum that the candle pushed through as well. As you can see, this was definitely a momentous candle that broke structure. We could actually consider, because as you can see, created high, 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 low, higher, high, and then price broke structure towards the downside, creating a supply zone. So obviously from this range to this range, this is the premium area. Price could just move above the premium area before breaking structure back towards the downside. We never know. So I prefer a deeper mitigation first before considering any buys. And right over here, amazing. So right over here is where I was interested. So what I did was I moved towards the 5-minute time frame, look for my confirmation, and now we have to monitor this closely. I'm going to explain the confirmation. So take notes and let's get into it. So as price tap into our demand zone right over here, this was the area where price tap into our demand zone. It created a low here. We created another low here. Now all of these are liquidity, and price didn't break above this high, which was in control. So I was not interested in any buys yet. Then price went down, hunted all of this liquidity from this low, created this high. So as you can see, price broke below, came up and broke below back again. Now, this is where I was interested, because as price do this, let me do this, back, broke below, came up again and broke. Now, this high was in control. They grabbed this liquidity right away, this low, this low, this low, this low. This was the entire move. So this high was the one in control for me, right over there. This high was the one that was in control for me. So I waited for price to break above that high, and then we got the break. And you also have to see how price broke structure right above that high. If you zoom in, you can see all of this was bullish candle. Clearly, the bulls are in control right now. Not the bears, the bulls are in control right now. Because you can see the momentum that price pushing, especially here, once price mitigated supply zone right over here, it didn't show any like rejection. It didn't show any possible like price really want to move towards the downside. It didn't show. It just broke above the supply zone without even consolidating or without even showing any rejection with pure bullish momentum candles. Now, there is where I assume, okay, fine, price is going to turn bullish, but I wanted to wait for more confirmation because I don't want to simply take a trade based off just one internal structure being broken. I want the major structure to be broken as well, which is this high right over here. This was that entire high that broke this low. So I waited for that. Amazing. So right over here, we broke structure towards the upside. Now, obviously, as you can see from right over here, everything is messy price action. I couldn't really find a zone to take buys from. Now, I could take a trade from this zone right over here, but based on our strategy, it is invalid to take a trade off of that zone because of the premium pricing. What I did was I moved towards the 15-minute time frame and I looked for confirmation right over here. Now, there is this area to take a look at, and there's this entire area to take a look at. Now, I just want to ask you guys a question: which zone is valid? Obviously, to me, this zone is much more valid compared to this zone. Why? One of the most basic one is the discounted and premium pricing. I didn't like this zone that was in discount in premium pricing. I like to buy any pair at discounted area. I don't like to buy it at premium areas. So this zone was in premium area, which basically invalidates the zone. Now this is the only zone left. Now also keep in mind that this all were liquidity as mentioned in previously. These were all liquidity. The banks sell into their orders before buying them up. So keep in mind that the price is going to approach this zone because the banks basically sell into the orders, grabbing all of the liquidity. There's a bunch of, they are basically in drawdown right now. They have to approach this zone to close their orders. And this entire area was the one responsible for this breakout structure and the overall breakout structure as well. So I was expecting price to tap into this zone before moving towards the upside. Now, this is where you could have placed your entry, and the stop loss can be below the low, and your take profit, it depends on you. So if you're a swing trader, you can obviously hold it all the way up. You can even hold it all the way here, which is already a 1 to 16 risk to reward ratio, as you can see. But keep in mind the daily time frame. I knew that we shift structure as well. We could be approaching this high right over here. I knew that this is already liquidity. There's no more protected high. It's liquidity right now. So it depends. You can even aim for this high right over here, which gives you a 1 to 23, 1 to almost 1 to 24 risk to reward ratio. And let's see how price played out. The 1 hour time frame. Maybe just make this bigger. Amazing. And that's where you get your tap perfectly. You can see how the bank closed their orders. They just tap into the zone. It's actually a 15-minute zone as mentioned. And let me just pull it out. Now let's see how price played out. Let's move towards the forward time frame to speed this up. And just like that, your first target got hit right over here, which I mentioned if you say you're just trading intraday. But this slightly of a swing trade as well. But if you want to close it earlier, you can close it here. And this is the overall structure as well. As you can see, price still ran up. And overall, you could have actually catch a nice 1 to 41 risk to reward ratio if you just hold this trade even longer. I mean, if you hold trade even longer, it's a 1 to 41 risk to reward ratio. But even if you closed here, amazing, a beautiful 1 to 24 risk to reward ratio. This is possible, guys. I've been catching trades like this with members every single day. I showed so many proof. So if you guys want to check the Discord out and join us catching these trades every single day, we send analysis like this. And we have a pretty high win rate as well, because all of these concepts are that I teach in the smart money course is applied to cryptocurrencies. We catch trades like this every single day, applying this kind of concept as well. Many members have bought that course and been catching so many amazing trades by themselves, sending those analysis, sending those setups, sending those results all on the chat. So if you guys want to check the smart money course out to catch great trades like this every single day, check it out. If you guys want to join the Discord and follow us, I send analysis like this. I send trade signals as well. If you guys want to catch and follow me, basically catching all the trades that I take, check the Discord out. So that is it for this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one, and let me know what is the next video that you guys want to watch. I'll put a poll on Instagram, and you guys can just answer it. And if you guys want more breakdowns, just let me know. I will just put more breakdowns as well. So that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.